So, alright, so what I'm going to demonstrate is potting up one of these little Hakea seedlings that's I've been propagating in vermiculite, and what I do is that I've got a little duva here that I can just put in, and so that not to damage the roots. You'd be surprised how long the roots are on some of these.
Whoa, look at that.
So there it is, out it comes. Now let's put it there for the moment because I want to emphasise the potting mix. Now I bought, this is one lot, this is the a very fine potting mix, which is low phosphorus, and this one is
do you buy that
one, and you'll notice that it's a lot much coarser. It's got a lot of these pine bark pieces that are quite large.
So that's the Debco one, Paul.
Yeah.
And then what was the other one?
The Smiths. No, the Smiths thing might over there, but
I'll check later.
Yeah, but so what I do to get the best to so that they're in the best medium is that I mix the two together. So what I do, and I'll demonstrate the reason, because if it's too coarse, then their roots dry out too quickly. So you've got to have a mix that's well draining, but at the same time retains enough moisture. Now all these pots that I use, I reuse my pots. I put them in a solution of water and detergent so that they're all, what's it called them?
Nicely clean.
Yeah. Now I've just filled that up, and I'll demonstrate what a good potting mix to me is. If I put water into that, in a matter of no time it'll come out the bottom.
Okay.
And that's just absorb the first lot. But
yeah,
you can see coming out. So,
yep.
So you want it coming out fairly quick, like that, so it means that it's not going to stay wet.
So that's a good test.
Yeah. So all I do then for these is make a little hole, and I just pick up the plant, this little seedling of Hakea lasianthoides, and I just then put it in like that. And the beauty of growing them in vermiculite, of course, is that they develop a good root system, and all we've got to do is put this tag here to say that it's what it is. These potting mixes have already got trace elements in them, and I find that that's usually sufficient.
Okay.
Now for vermiculite is, and
so that's just pure vermiculite that you put in there. And do you get it from a particular source, or just
no,
vermiculite? Vermiculite's okay.
Down underneath there is a bag. A lot of the various hardware stores and nurseries, and let's see if I'll put some in them. That's the way it comes out.
And how deep are these little punnets? They're about, what, 4 or 5 centimetres deep?
They're about 4 centimetres deep. 4 or 5. What I find with the vermiculite is that it, when it settles down, it compresses.
Okay.
And usually what you have to do is to fill that up and water it for about 4 days or so that you get it to compress, and then you put more on and get it nearly up to this level. With this method, we're putting down seed between kitchen paper toweling in and keeping it moist. Means that you can have this inside beside the fire or wherever you like, and you can germinate plants like Hakeas and Banksias and anything of the Proteaceae group by this method. whereas if you tried in the hothouse you might wait months because the temperature would be right.
And when do you know that they're ready to pot on?
When they've got about 2 to 3 centimetres of root.
Oh, okay.
Very
And so
quickly.
you'll see that that'll be quite visible.
Capsule from it grows up in the high blue mountains.
What was that again you said?
Hakea constable eye.
Constable eye.
Constable.
What a beautiful seed pod.
Yeah. Some of the seeds I put in, I'll talk about this one here in particular because the Hakeas that come up here are very, very rare. The ones on the 3 here on this side are Hakea culeata, and they're only found in a few locations out in the wheat belt in Western Australia. It's very hard to get seed because these plants tend to grow, they've got a lignite tuber, and therefore they survive by, if a fire goes through, they reshoot from a lignite tuber, so they don't set a great deal of seed at any time. So I'm very lucky. One of our members of the Australian Plant Society gave me some seed, and I've got 3 come up and they're ready to pot on. And this little one here, Hakea cuminata, is probably the rarest of all the Hakeas, and it also comes from down the Fitzgerald River National Park. And I put a bit more seed in. I put 2 in, and 1 has come up, so it'll be potted on as well. So, and I've got 2 already in the garden, so I'm really going well. I've got this is one of the earliest ones. These came up in 4 days.
4 days.
4 days. They were Hakea platysperma, the cricket ball Hakea, and I was using the same method as I described, and I just potted them on, and you can see that one now there's actually roots coming at the bottom. So
how long has that been potted up?
It's been potted up 3 weeks.
Gosh.
And so it's really ready to go in the ground. I would be quite happy to put that one in the ground. The latest named Hakea, which is Hakea chromatropa from Western Australia, and Alex George gave me some seed, and I put 4 seeds in, and 4 came up, and this is one of them. And it's been potted on, and it's doing quite well. I've seen where this plant grows in the wild. There's only about 20 plants, and that's all there is in the whole of Western Australia. So you can see why.
Do you have any of this one in the garden, Paul?
No, these are
this is going to be it.
Going in, yeah.
Hakea
Eryana, Eryana.
Okay, gosh, it's very beautiful, very feathery, or fern-like.
Very, very interesting. They grow into quite these leaves when they get older, are quite prickly, as you'd imagine.
Okay.
And they have corky bark, and they're very, very tough plants. They would have to survive out there. But you can always tell Eryana because the petiole of the leaf is less than 2.5 centimetres.
Okay.
The leaf will be more than 2.5 centimetres.
Okay. So what did you call these ones?
Hakea divericata.
Divericata.
10 days.
Those have been potted about 10 days.
And these were only potted up in the last 4 days with some of these here, and you can see already they're jumping out of their skins.
Yeah.